Hello, everybody. Welcome to Roots to Renovation. I am your host, Mike Downer. And today, once again, I am joined by Jody Peterson and his son, Ryan Peterson. They are the owners. CEO and founder is Jody. COO is his son, Ryan. How are we doing today, guys?
Doing great,
Doing
Mike.
great.
So today, guys, we've gone through quite a bit in the first like 5, 6 episodes that we've done here, but today, this one is a big one with homeowners because you just really never know unless you call a professional. And we're going to be covering roof repair versus full replacement and how to decide which is best. And that is something that a homeowner should never do on their own. Always ask for a professional opinion. Um, Agreed or disagreed, gentlemen?
Agree.
Agree.
Very much
So,
agree.
yeah, the topics we're going to cover is um, when is the roof repair the right choice, and when does the damage warrant a full replacement? So, um, could one of you guys just give me kind of a general overview of that one, and then we'll kind of break it down.
Sure. I will go
You
first.
go
All right.
first.
The thing that makes us different, Peterson Roofing, is we'll tell you whether or not you really need a repair or a new roof. Because I guarantee you, a lot of these other roofing companies, they just want to sell you a new roof. They just want to make as much money as they can. And I can think of a roof we looked at just a month ago where we told the people this isn't the greatest job, but you're gonna be fine. Just do a repair and this roof will last a lot longer. But yes, this is a very common question we hear a whole lot here in Davenport, Iowa, and the Quad Cities area. Should I repair my roof or should I just replace the whole thing? And here's the honest framework. We're gonna lay it out for you here in this podcast based on our 45 years of experience. So what would you say, Dad? Or maybe we need to talk a little bit more about the different questions that would pertain to this
Well,
overall.
let's get this started, and then I'll let Jody kind of answer this one. Um, what is the 25 to 30% rule, and when does roof replacement actually make more financial sense than just repairing it, Jody?
Okay, I
Out of
like that.
all your years,
Yeah,
Yeah.
25 to 30. And the first time I heard about this, it was many, many years ago. I'm actually licensed contractor in Florida as well, and that was one of their stipulations for replacing or repairing a roof after a hurricane in Florida. If you had
oh,
25% of the roof blow off, it had to be replaced. That was the law. And the reason why is it's a good rule. So you get 25 to 30% damage. It's probably going to cost nearly as much, to repair that as it is to replace the whole entire roof. And then you're not going to have a roof that's going to hold up the whole warranty period once you've replaced 25 to 30% of it. So that's a good rule of thumb.
perfect. So how does the age of the roof affect the decision between repairing it and replacing it?
Mm.
Hmm. Well, you want to go or you want to go?
Well, okay, yeah. I got an answer to that one.
Answer
That's an
that.
easy one
I
too. I
bet you
mean,
do.
what's a roof gonna last? You got a 50-year roof, right? They call it lifetime warranty, 50 years. Chances
Yep.
are it's not going to last 50 years. The manufacturers will put that label on it, kind of to hype their products, and they all do it. Not saying they're bad products; they're good products, but generally a roof's going to last 25, 30 years under normal circumstances. So let's say you have a 15-year-old roof that's a bunch of shingles have blown off of it, or they're sticking up, or a tree branch fell on it and scarred a bunch of the shingles. You only got another 50% of life left if it's already 15 years old. So that's a good situation. You might as well go ahead and replace the whole thing and start over with a 30 to 50-year-old roof. According to the manufacturers, in real life, you're probably going to get 25 to 30 years out of a roof.
That long.
That
Yeah.
long. And when you consider the cost of a roof, if you break it down into 30 equal installments, you're getting a great value for 30 years.
Right.
What's the
And I
average roof? We talked about this, right? $20,000. Let's say you get 30 years out of it. What is that? $750 a A year?
$750 a year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not a bad deal. And honestly, I think that some of these shingles could possibly last close to 50 years, but an important thing is maintaining them also. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
right
a
circumstance.
car or something like that. You don't buy it and do nothing to it. You have to maintain it, right? You have to change the oil and do this and do that. And a roof is like that too. There's a little bit of maintenance
Right.
involved. Taking
Well,
a
I
look
can
at
tell
things.
you, to interject this, I have a 50-year roof on my house that is 23 years old now. And I live in a lot of trees and a lot of shade, and I haven't maintained it very well. I should probably go up there maybe because I get a little bit of moss growing on there, do some
Sure.
removal of that. What's the product we use for that, Ryan?
There's like wet and forget. That's
Wet
pretty
and forget,
good.
something
Yep.
like that. But you do some maintenance. But honestly, this particular brand that I have on my house, I wouldn't have put them on knowing what I know now. I'm probably not going to get 50 years out of it. The ones we use now, like you said, yes, you're going to get pretty close to 50 years under the right circumstances.
Sure.
Perfect. That's really good to know. Um, so the next question that I have for you guys, and a lot of homeowners need to know this, because we discussed in the last episode how Ryan doesn't like to spend any money at all, and when he does, he keeps it as minimal as possible. This is going to be an ongoing joke, Ryan. You said it.
I love it. Yep, I
Um,
own it.
so Ryan sounds like he's the type of guy that if they go, okay, 20 grand for a new roof, or I can get up there for $1,500 to repair it, Ryan's going to be shelling out the $1,500 if he didn't know. And I'm sure a lot of homeowners like this, but now on the downside of that, why can repeated small roof repairs become more expensive over time than a full roof replacement? Ryan, take this one.
I will take it, and I will bring up an example. Church roof had just shingles blowing off every year, tons and tons of shingles blowing off, and we're going out there having to repair it. There's a nice, beautiful room underneath, and they don't want water getting through in those spots and ruining a bunch of other stuff. So every time we're out there, it's a few $100s, a few $100s, a few $100s. And that adds up, and it's crazy. It's like, just go ahead and fix it. You don't have to worry about it. You got a warranty. Your insurance is probably going to look a little bit better too. I think of it too, like with a car. I mean, maybe you got an older car and it's nickel and diming you. You're having to fix this, fix that. Maybe you just buy a newer car. You don't have to worry about it. You spend a little bit more money up front, but the peace of mind, nothing's going to get ruined. It's less hassle. And so that's kind of how I see it. So yeah, maybe I don't like to pay for things, but sometimes you got to pay for things.
That's right.
So
I agree.
Throwing good money after bad by doing repair after repair after repair, car
Exactly.
or roof.
So, guys, now we're going to go to the flip side of the coin. And here's where the Peterson honesty just comes right into play, which I love most about you guys. So, when is repairing a roof a better option instead of replacing it?
right. You want to take it?
Well, we'd rather repair a roof if the roof is not that old. If it's minor repairs, like you said, it could be the dollar amount. Let's say it's $20,000 to replace the whole roof. The roof is only 2 or 3 years old. The repair is going to be $500, $1,500, $2,000. We're going to recommend that. We want to earn your trust, and we don't want to put on a new roof when you don't need one. So we would recommend going the less expensive route, more effective that way. You're still going to have, if your roof's only 2 or 3 years old, you're going to still have the whole life and the warranty if the repair is done correctly, which we will do.
Right.
Perfect. So now this leads me right into it. And so you've figured out that you need something done. So how does Peterson Roofing help homeowners make an honest decision between repair and replace? How do
I
you
think
guys
that-
help in that process?
Yeah, we're gonna look at your situation and think, what would I do if this was me? Just looking at what the homeowner is going to be spending and what's going to be the best value for what they're spending. So and don't get me wrong, like if you got a few things wrong with your roof and maybe it's something that could be repaired, but a homeowner says, you know what, I just want to replace the roof. We'll be more than happy to replace your whole roof for you too. But I think it's just the honesty there. Like, hey, I'm going to look at this, and we've been doing it for 45 years. You can trust us that we know what we're talking about, and this is what I think that you should do. And here are some very good prices, whether it's a repair or a full roof
Yeah,
replacement.
we could take pictures while we're up there. That's what we do. Show them.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of different aspects to the roof, or different parts to the roof. You know, you've got not just the shingles, you've got your flashings. Let's say all of your flashings aren't done right, whoever put the roof on. um, let's say the shingles are on crooked. Maybe you don't have a leak yet, but it's going to appear if everything's done wrong. So we may recommend a new roof if every single phase or portion of that entire
Right.
roof is done incorrectly. It doesn't make sense to try to fix every single thing that's done wrong. That's probably the biggest problem we run into, is just bad installers. We see
This
that a lot.
actually, I looked at a roof just last week, so just a few days ago, and it's a former customer. It's a different house. Her brother lives there actually, and she's in charge of getting insurance on this house because they're switching insurance companies. And but there's a few things. The insurance company must have sent an inspector out, and they said, "Hey, you're gonna have to fix some of these things before we can give you insurance on this." So I go out there, take a look at it. It's a newer roof. The roof isn't. It's not even 5 years old, but they went with the cheapest contractor they could find, because guess what? None of this flashing was done. It was an older house with wood siding and then kind of like an asphalt siding over the top of it. Nothing. Where these roofs meet the walls, no flashing at all. But the shingles are newer and they're not bad.
What a
So on
waste.
this situation, it's going to be a few $1,000s to flash this right. And honestly, it would have been a lot better to just spend the money when they did the roof and do the flashing at the same time. It would have made
Right.
for a better roof. Wouldn't have had any issues with getting this insured either. But now, after the fact, honest company comes in and says, this is what it's going to take to get it fixed. And the rest of the roof is fine. Let's just get your problem taken care of.
So this one's going to go to Jody, because I know you're chomping at the bit, and I saw you telling that story, Ryan. And I think that I'm gonna lead you into the point that I think that Jody wants to make. So let's just say you're going, okay, repair, replace, doing the, you know, check your wallet like Ryan does every 30 seconds, and gonna keep up with that joke, buddy. Um, so Jody, how can choosing roof repair versus roof replacement affect future insurance claims?
Ooh, that's a good question there. Roof repair, yeah. It can affect it. Well, did they have a claim in the past? That's a good question to ask too. Because if they had an insurance claim and never took care of it, maybe just did a few repairs. If they have
Yep.
a future claim, it would be denied because they never took care of that problem. Let's say in the future, as Ryan was just saying, someone came out, the insurance company came out. Sometimes they do pre-inspections now. In the old days, they didn't. They'll come out and pre-inspect the entire property, check the roof. If they see some repairs were made, maybe they were done right, maybe they weren't done right, they're gonna question that, and they may say, "Hey, you need a whole new roof. This portion looks like it's been repaired, and something's funny." In fact, we had someone call us over, and I don't remember if we mentioned this in an earlier podcast. The insurance company looked at a previous roof we had done. No, we didn't do the roof. We replaced some skylights in it. And from the satellite, they could see that there was a different color shingle around the skylights. And they called her and said, "You need to put on a whole new roof because there's been some kind of a repair done on that, and that's not matching up." And so what we had to do was say, no, we had to send in the documentation saying, "We repaired this roof. We put in new skylights. Everything's fine. The pre-existing roof was fine. The patch was fine with the new skylights, and we warranty the work." So yeah, if you do a repair, that you could have some question marks when it comes to being insured, especially if repair's done wrong. With us, you don't have to worry about any of that.
Perfect. So guys, either one of you, probably both of you, have a little bit to weigh in on this one. How does a roof's condition impact home resale value and buyer inspections?
Oh, yeah. So if you had two houses that were pretty much the same and one's roof was old or messed up, you could see the repairs on it. Which one are you going to pick? So a
Well,
roof is
yeah.
It is a huge factor in buying a house, and a lot of that does come down to insurability. And I don't know if I've told this story before, but I got called to look at an old building out in the country. Hey, there was a deal in place to buy this building. It was a cool old church building. I don't know what the people were going to do with it, but it was apparent quickly when I got up there. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of things wrong here. There's a portion of shingles that are completely gone, and there was a tarp on it at one point, but there were only little shreds of the tarp left and bare wood. And so I sent out this whole, inspection letter to the buyers, and they ended up pulling out of the deal because I said, you're not going to be able to get insurance on this roof. So you do with that what you will. So very important to make sure your roof is the way that it needs to be. And maybe in some cases that does mean full replacement, or at least a really good repair with documentation, like Jody was saying.
Yeah. So I was, Jody, you can probably weigh on this one a little bit and see. I just kind of want to get your opinion on this. I, know a few guys that, have been in the roofing business, and one of the guys had just said to me, the funny part about it is he said the thing that you see the least on your home actually creates some of the highest value. And I go, what does that mean? He goes, your roof. He goes, because without it, the rest of the house is just there. It's the protection barrier. And
yeah, that's true. Now, in the old days, I go way back.
I want to hear it.
A roof was something, just keep the water out. Now it's a fashion statement. At least it can be. In some of these newer homes where, rule of thumb, you look at your house in the old days, there was a lot more lower pitched roofs. And when you looked at the house, you might see 60% is the actual house and only 40% the roof. Nowadays, you can have 60% the roof line and 40% or less the actual house with these big, tall, steep, very elaborate roofs. So roofs are not just something to keep the water out nowadays. They are beautiful. They're made beautiful colors. They have architectural designers style shingles, which when put together with the right color siding or brick, you do make a fashion statement in your neighborhood. It's unbelievable the beauty that these architects design into homes these days. So yeah, that's very important to give me the original question, Mike. I lost
nothing. I was just he was just saying that the thing that you see the least, because everybody, when you walk into a house, you look at the siding, you look at the doors, then you walk
tend to forget about it. It roofs on, it's not leaking, forget about it. But it can be a fashion statement as well. So it is important.
And even just apart from how it looks, like your original question was, when you're going to sell your house, it is a huge part of selling a house is making sure that the roof is in good condition. I mean, banks won't loan on it if you've got a bad roof. You're going to have to get that taken care of. And like I just said, you're not going to be able to get insurance on it if it's not in good condition too.
Yep.
Yeah. Just from being a homeowner, I mean,
out, Ryan.
those inspections, those inspectors spend a lot of time up on that roof. So it's very important. And you guys, help homeowners getting that peace of mind. So let's wind this one up. And I always like to ask that closing question, and this one will actually go out to both you guys. So how does Peterson Roofing evaluate each roof individually before recommending repair or replacement?
Well, go inspect it, and you can tell a lot of times how old a roof is if it's not already documented somewhere, on the assessor's website or something. So you can just do a visual inspection, see what type of condition it's in, and just judge like how much life is left in this, or maybe there are issues like, this caulk is worn out, or these flashings are gone, or a raccoon pulled a vent off over here. A lot of those things you're just not going to know until you have somebody that knows what they're looking at. Go take a look at it.
Right. And then present the homeowner with the information, the pictures that we take when on the roof, say, you decide, listen, I think you could get 5 to 10 more years out of the roof. Is your roof perfect? No, but I think you can coax it along a little bit longer. Or if you want to be worry free, you can put on a new roof right now. It's up to you. So, we'll give them the options, and we'll tell them what we would do. Like Ryan said, if it was our own home, how we would proceed.
Right. I love the fact that you guys, care about the homeowners and like we've talked about in past episodes, you know that you're gonna possibly run into this guy at the gas station or the grocery store, and you got to be able to hold your head up high and be
Mm-hmm.
proud of what you did for him, and not try and hide from him and zip down a different aisle or
Right.
go somewhere else. So I love the fact that Peterson Roofing actually cares about the customer, and at 45 years is a testament to your business, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
All right, guys. Well, as always, it's always been a fun talk. If you can make roofing and spending money a fun talk, right, Ryan? Then it's always a good time talking to you guys. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. And again, with Peterson Roofing, Roots to Renovation. This is always a good time. So until the next time, guys, thanks for clearing up a lot of questions for us.
All
Sure
right.
thing.
Wonderful. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Mike.